This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Moses Lake Police K-9 Chief took a bite out of a suspect fleeing from a traffic stop late Friday night.
One of Washington's biggest pyrotechnic clubs lit up the night sky over Quincy on Saturday during what's known as Fire and Ice.
AmeriCorps volunteers in the Wenatchee Valley spent much of Martin Luther King Day helping others to help the homeless.
The Elmira Cooley Heartline Warriors and Odessa Tigers have been in a heated rivalry this school year.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News. And it starts now.
Moses Lake Police K-9 Chief took a bite out of a suspect fleeing from a traffic stop late Friday night. Shortly before midnight, a Grant County Sheriff's deputy made a traffic stop in downtown Moses Lake. Police say the driver, identified as 26-year-old David Correas, was uncooperative and took off running from his car. Moses Lake officer Nick Stewart and his K-9 partner chief arrived as Correas had exited his vehicle. Stewart and other officers took off in a foot chase, and Stewart remotely popped the rear door of his patrol car, releasing K-9 Chief. After several warnings, the K-9 would be released. Body cam video shows the suspect continue to run. Chief was then released and quickly caught up to the suspect, who was taken to the ground and arrested. Correas had minor bite injuries and was treated by the Moses Lake Fire Department on scene before being booked into Grant County Jail for DUI, driving with a suspended license, and an outstanding warrant for DUI. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
Dude, I can see your eyes. Do you need medical attention?
This segment is brought to you by
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination, from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata. One of Washington's biggest pyrotechnic clubs lit up the night sky over Quincy on Saturday during what's known as Fire and Ice. Saturday's event is one of several scheduled for the year in the state.
About 6 times a year, as often as we can. Any excuse to shoot off fireworks is great. We're all kind of addicted to the process.
The Seattle-based hobbyist group launches fireworks for the Quincy Balloon Festival and lights the fuses on the fireworks at the Grand Coulee Dam every Father's Day. Anyone interested in incendiaries purposed for entertainment can join, but there's a fee. Northwest Pyrotechnics Association promotes and encourages safe, legal, and artful pyrotechnic operation through training, demonstration, and exchange of information. The association will be on point for fireworks at the Desert 100 in Odessa in April. I'm Sean Goggins for iFIBER 1 News. This segment is brought to you by
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
AmeriCorps volunteers in the Wenatchee Valley spent much of Martin Luther King Day helping others to help the homeless. Clothing and personal care items they collected Monday at the East Wenatchee Fred Meyer get distributed this week during the annual point-in-time count of the homeless.
We are trying to collect basic needs, so that can include dish soap or toothpaste or feminine products, anything that you would consider as a basic need.
The point-in-time effort, held on January 24th, will help establish how many people are without shelter in the region, while also helping them to access social services. And goods collected in drop-offs like this one can help out too.
We have had people who are really generous in giving supplies that, they think would be great or on the list that we're providing. And it's a really great experience for our members to connect with the community that they're serving.
Last year's homeless count found about 474 people without shelter in the Wenatchee Valley. Dusty Mahoney with the YWCA says that number is now closer to 550.
It's about donating goods that people need. It can be food, it could be socks. If you've ever walked around in wet socks, it's just about the worst feeling in the world. It's being able to know that you have a clean feminine hygiene product when you need one.
If you missed a chance to give on Monday, goods are still being collected at Catholic Charities and the Women's Resource Center in Wenatchee. Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
The Elmira Cooley Heartline Warriors and Odessa Tigers have been in a heated rivalry this school year. The Tigers beat the Warriors in the football state championship last semester and beat them in basketball by 1 point earlier this semester. Both of these teams are state contenders, which only added to the weight of Friday night's game when Odessa traveled to Cooley City. The Warriors got on the board first, but the Tigers quickly took the lead and held on to it for most of the game. Each team traded blows in a rare game where each possession felt like it mattered, as the Warriors chased the Tigers through the first 3 quarters of the game. With about 6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, ACH senior Hayden Loomis drained a 3-point shot that gave the Warriors the first lead of the game since the opening seconds. The Tigers quickly retook the lead and moved ahead by 6 points. That lead only lasted a few minutes, and the Warriors closed the gap and took back the lead with around 2 minutes left and never relinquished it again. The Tigers had a light at the end of the tunnel in the final ticks of the game. The Tigers had 4 free throw opportunities in the last 10 seconds, but couldn't get any of them to land. Loomis was fouled with 2.3 seconds left on the clock, keeping a game alive that the players thought was over. Loomis made both of his free throws to take a 3-point lead, and even then, Odessa's Camden Weber was frighteningly close to making a half-court shot that would have forced overtime. His shot was just off, and the Warriors held on for the big-time win, 65-62.
Well, I really knew how to focus. I have to ice these. I got to put them in, I put my team up. So I was just really focused and relaxed and getting my team going, so I could be more relaxed in my mind and just put them in. So
Loomis made several big plays, but it was McGuire Isaac who led the team in scoring with 28 points against the Tigers.
I didn't do anything special, We knew they were going to be a tough team. They're our rival. Played these guys a lot, just another game against a good opponent, and just had to go out there, be focused, and try and get it done.
The Warriors may have gotten the better of the Tigers this time, but with both teams well on their way to the state tournament, these two teams could see each other again. I'm Am Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.